What's going on, YouTube world? Today we're going to be talking about promoted listings on eBay. Are they helpful or just an additional fee on sellers? I'll tell you exactly how I feel about them and how I handle it. Let's get into the video. My name is Jason, aka Mr. Llama, the not so better half of The Lazy Llamas, which is the eBay store that I run with my wife, Mrs. Llama. My wife and I, we own a gym. We've owned the gym for almost 9 years, and we started selling on eBay part-time 3 years ago.
3 years? It's been 3 years?
Okay, let's take the first question. Are they helpful? In particular, are they helpful to newer sellers? Meaning, does it level the playing field against more established sellers by allowing newer sellers to promote their listings so that they're seen by more buyers? This could be true in theory, but only if new sellers were the only ones using promoted listings and established, experienced sellers were not using promoted listings.
That seems unlikely.
But as an established, experienced seller on eBay that uses promoted listings, I can say with absolute certainty that established, experienced sellers are using promoted listings.
Yeah, I figured.
So, do promoted listings level the playing field for new sellers? No. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, they do the exact opposite.
Wait, are you serious?
As a new seller, it's a struggle to learn how to source for items on eBay. Learning about comps and profit margins and sell-through rates. The learning curve can be very sharp in the beginning, and some lessons can be learned the hard way, especially profit margin. Maximizing profit margins is extremely important as an eBay seller, especially when you're a new seller and you're limited on how many items you can sell when you first start. Now, going into your profit margin, you have to calculate for eBay fees, which normally range from 12 to 13%.
Isn't that high? That seems so high.
But when using promoted listings, there's potentially an additional fee you have to account for. And what I see eBay recommending for the most part is like 9 to 10%, sometimes more. Let's say, for instance, you invest $10 into a product that you believe you can sell for $25 with free shipping. You know it's a first-class item, so you're looking at around $4 or so to ship it. We'll just go with $4 for shipping. So, with a typical 12 to 13%, we'll just say 13% eBay fee, and your shipping costs out of $25, that's going to leave you with a net sale of $18.25, or $8.25 profit. Now, let's say you did a promoted listing for that item at an additional 10%. So that would be an additional $2.50 you have to take off of your profit, which would bring your profit down to $5.75. Now, on your first profit of $8.25, you had a return on investment of 82%. So, and with the profit of $5.75 after your promoted listings fee, you're left with a return on investment of 57. So you have 82% return on investment versus a 57% return on investment just based on the promoted listing fee. Now, that's not too bad. I would probably still invest $10 to make $5.75. I'm okay with a little over 50% return on investment. Let's look at it this way. Say you invest $60 into an item. So it's a bigger investment, but you know you can list the item for $120 and probably sell it for full price within a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. So you've listed this item at $120 with free shipping because you know shipping is going to cost you around $15. This comes with experience. You will learn as you go as a more experienced seller. You'll know around what you're going to be looking at shipping-wise for the most part. So we're going to say you know it's going to be around $15 to ship this item, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. We're going to say $15. $120, you take out your $15 shipping, you take out your 13% eBay fee, it's going to leave you with a net sale of $90. So that leaves us with a profit after you take out your $60 investment of $30 or a 50% return on investment. Not bad. I would invest $60 to make $30 on an item I knew was going to sell within a couple of weeks. Now, let's say we promoted that listing at 10%. That's an additional $12 you have to take out of your profits. So that $30 profit becomes $18 profit, and that 50% return on investment becomes a 30% return on investment. Now, do I invest $60 into an item that I'm going to make $18 on? I don't know. If it's extremely hot seller and I know it's going to sell within a day or two, most likely yes. If it's just a decent seller and it could take 2 weeks to sell, maybe longer, I'm probably not going to invest $60 to make 18. That's the way you have to look at it. So that promoted listing can definitely affect whether or not I'm going to invest money into this item.
I see what you're saying.
The fact of the matter is, established sellers are most certainly using promoted listings, and probably using them far more efficiently than new sellers because they just have more experience with sourcing and profit margins and sell-through rates. So they know what to invest in and what not to invest in. New sellers have to go through a learning curve on, making mistakes, on, investing in items they probably shouldn't have. And now when you're adding an additional fee into that they have to account for, I just believe that makes it a far less even playing field than it was before promoted listings.
Well, that's not what you want.
Because now established sellers like me know how to work it into the system and work it into our numbers so that we stay profitable moving forward using promoted listings. New sellers are either not going to use promoted listings because they don't want to mess with their profit margins at all. And so now you have established sellers using promoted listings with better following and more established, more feedback. Using promoted listings, you have a new seller with no feedback, no reputation, not using promoted listings, which puts them even further behind at a disadvantage, in my opinion. The next question about promoted listings. Are they just an additional fee on sellers? In my opinion,
pause for effect. Pause for effect.
Yes, that's exactly what they are. With more and more online selling sites like Mercari and Poshmark, and especially Facebook Marketplace taking a chunk of the market share, eBay had to figure out a way to raise revenue. And they didn't want to just outright say they were raising fees on sellers because they already kind of have a bad relationship with sellers overall. And this would have just made it worse. So the answer? Promoted listings.
Ooh, how sneaky.
I believe eBay knew and counted on the fact that successful eBay resellers became successful because of one main factor. We're competitive, and we are always looking for a way to get a leg up on the competition. They knew that sellers would automatically think that other sellers were going to be using this tool of promoted listings, whether they were or not, and so that they weren't going to be the ones left behind, and so they were going to use promoted listings to make sure that their listings were more competitive. And they would eventually just build this into the cost of doing business, which is basically where I am. This is how I handle promoted listings. I list every item as a promoted listing.
Go big or go home, baby.
But I certainly do not use the eBay recommended percentage as to how I promote the listings. I use a flat 2% promoted listings on every item that I sell. I promote it at 2% and that's it. So I know that I've always built in a 13% eBay fee into items that I am sourcing to resell. So if I think I can sell an item at 100, before promoted listings, I knew I would get $87 net sale after eBay fees. Now I just factor in 15%. So now that $100 item is $85 net sale after eBay fees. I just look at eBay fees as 15%. They raised seller fees, in my opinion, and it went from 13% to 15%. And so I factor it in automatically. I don't have to guess. And I do 5% on this one, promoted listings, and 3% on this one, and 7% on that one. It's a flat 2% ad fee that I put on every item that I list.
That would simplify everything.
So in closing, how do I really feel about promoted listings on eBay? I don't like them.
I think that's pretty obvious.
I believe they put new sellers at a disadvantage, which you would think, being a competitor, would make me happy, but no. I love competition, but only when it's a level playing field. And as I said before, I believe this does the exact opposite and puts new sellers at a disadvantage. And there's no real way to do away with this disadvantage until you get experience in sourcing and how you list items and profit margins and sell-through rates. There's no shortcuts to that. So until you become more established, that disadvantage is going to be there, and I don't like it. I think it's unfair. And I also believe wholeheartedly that promoted listings were created for the sole purpose of increasing revenue for eBay and had nothing to do with improving the seller experience, in my humble opinion. And we'll end the video there. If you agree with me and you dislike promoted listings as much as I do, make sure you take your aggression out and smash that like button. If you do like promoted listings, then just gently hit the like button and tell me why you disagree in the comments. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can see future videos. And in case you don't know, God loves you, I love you, and we'll see you next time. Peace.